Welcome back into the Players Club. Santana Moss.
What up, Tanner, man?
The Players Club is presented by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Washington Commanders. Welcome into the Players Club. I'm London Fletcher, joined by my man Santana Moss, like always, and we got a special guest, Kendall Fuller.
Yes, sir.
Kendall, we appreciate you joining us on the show.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me, man.
All right, man. We're going to start this show off with your top three. This healthy conversation is presented by Cigna Healthcare. Kendall, we know you come from a family of NFL players, but we want to know, who are your top three NFL players of all time?
Of all time.
All time.
Can't say my brothers.
You can say whoever you want to say. Yeah.
Show list.
Top three of all time. Gotta go Prime one.
Yeah.
Just the swagger that he played with at DB. Mine probably gonna be all DBs. Prime, Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
Growing up in Baltimore, probably got to be Ed Reed 3.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Who were your top three wide receivers you ever faced?
Ever faced?
Yeah.
Ever faced.
Tyreek Hill got to be one.
Just that speed.
Speed.
That thing is like.
But it's just like, it's other dudes that can run, but Tyreek,
it's different.
as soon as he take that first step,
I was gonna say
yeah,
that.
top speed.
Just on you.
Yeah. Tyreek got to be one. It's a lot of them. I'm going to put Steph up there, Stephon Diggs.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
Diggs and you went to the same high school?
same high school, yeah. It's a little biased, but he did what he needed to do, though.
He do it
Right.
right.
And then probably Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like the list. Yeah, I can get with that list.
Now, I like that list, too. Something you said about Tyreek Hill is kind of like stood out to me. Because people always ask that question about the guys before him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, he's dominating.
Yeah.
It's not a guy right now other than Randy Moss that I can kind of compare him to. Like, they get freakish. You know what I mean? Things that they do is just not. You don't see that normally from
Well, and the thing that when I see about Tyreek Hill is, he's not the big type receiver, but he can go up and you can put him outside. You can put him in the side of the slot.
Yeah.
He gonna make contested catches.
Tyreek, he's a big little kid.
Yeah.
I remember being in KC. He'll be in there playing basketball, running around. It's a minute before practice. Throw the cleats on, run out there, go ball out, come right back inside. Want to play again. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But he just a big. And then, a lot of fast receivers, they can't stop on a dime.
Right.
Coaches will tell you, like, hey, like, you can kind of tell when he got to, like, break down to get into a different route. Where Tyreek, he can do it all. He can go. He can sell it, break down on a dime. So that's a tough matchup.
Yeah,
now I love him get polished too for all these years. You can see from year one to now. Right. He just got polished better. Yeah. He just, to me right now, he's in the top when it comes to just freakish athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beyond being a receiver.
Yeah. I don't want to go against him. All right, man. Let's keep this football conversation going.
It's time for Protect the House, brought to you by Kendall Johnson, the official insurance broker and risk management partner of the Washington Commanders, where our passion is your protection.
Last week, you guys balled out on defense. Have you ever been a part of another 3-interception game?
That I can think of, not off the top of my head. I think the biggest thing was just like when they came.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jameis to get his, close the game out. Juice to get his, third down in the red zone, I think.
3rd and 7.
On the goal line.
I think mine was third quarter, just giving us some momentum. So the biggest thing was just the time in which they came.
How was that when it just come to just like, and this is the question I ask myself when I'm watching y'all, do you feel like with the new pieces that y'all probably added in the secondary that you guys haven't kind of reached where you was at last year as a core? Because I'm looking at things sometimes, I'm like, damn, we thought the communication was a lot cleaner last year, and now this year you see at times you can tell they still communicating. What is that like?
I mean, it's one of those things to where it's like everybody's different. Everybody has different strengths. Everybody has different weaknesses. Everybody see things differently. You know what I mean? So it's being able to each and every year, granted, we always work to come out strong, but it's just like, and you always have that mentality, but like, if it doesn't, you're not in this panic mode. Like, you can't get the next play back, you can't get the next game back. But it's like, all right, let's keep on working to improve. You know what I mean? And just little things happen in the game. Like last week, Danny was at nickel.
Yeah.
Danny's a different player than Juice. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just me and Danny, we start talking and see how we see things and how he sees things, and we might do something different than like me and Juice may do, things like that. So it's just knowing your guys, learning your guys, and that's another reason why you got to have a good relationship with guys and be able to have those type of relationships.
Yeah. You mentioned the relationships, and in that room, a lot of young guys. You're the vet at 8 years in the league. How do you go about trying to mentor those guys and have those conversations? You got a young rookie cornerback like Emmanuel who's having some struggles. Like, man, just helping him get through his stuff and also helping the guys get through different things.
I think one is just me having 3 older brothers that were able to play in the league and just how I followed them. I always respected that they always led by example. You know what I mean? To where like I saw what it takes to be a professional. You know what I mean? And then little things from just like questions they may ask, like even up and downs, but he'll come in, he'll be like, K4, like, what you watching? Like, why you watching that? Like, you know what I mean? So those little questions. And then for me, man, it's just I remember my rookie year, I think the first 3 games I was inactive. Started playing some, got benched towards the end of the year. And we all go through ups and downs, especially as a DB. You're going to go through ups and downs, man. And it's just, I told him after the Philly game, I said, man, I might have had a worse game last year when we played Philly that first time. I had a tough game. But you just keep on stacking it. And you just keep on putting in the work knowing that it's going to show up. You know what I mean? And that's the small things I tell him. Just you start nitpicking yourself in practice, making sure you're doing the little details right. But besides that, I just try to keep his confidence. I know what he can do on the field. I know the plays that he can make on the field. And as long as he keep that confidence, your rookie year, you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to have some things you can learn from. But he keep that confidence, which he will. And when he get his op, he's going to show it. And I'm excited for him.
He's talented. I mean, I don't have no doubt that he can come back and be a dominant force in this league at the cornerback position. Me and Smoot was talking about your first year. And I remember we was like, man, if they throwing it at him. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to be in that fire. So, but I think one of the things that stand out about you is I'm watching you now, and I can honestly see that. I say, man, he's jumping things like D. Hall jumped him. So that tells you that he's ready because he sees something. He done studied enough to where he's like, so I know y'all in that film room, and the coach is probably talking to the young guys like, look what Fuller just did. Like, he ain't just sitting there thinking or guessing. He's going down here because he already saw it before. So it's great to have, we were speaking about this today, it's great to have a guy like you in a room with them because they're not going to only learn from their mistakes, but they're learning to see how a vet really is doing it. Like 100%. You probably sitting there, like you say, showing by example. I led by example. I never was a guy that's going to tell another guy what to do.
Exactly.
I'm just going to go out there and show him. And then if you don't watch me, because I was always told, watch the man in front of you. So all those young guys got to watch the people on the field. You showing it, you can see it. I don't know you watch film, but I'm watching you play. I'm like, he knows something. You know what I mean? So that's what they seeing. They seeing a guy that's going out there leading, one by example, but also in that film room.
100%. And I think because they look at it too. I'm in year 8. A lot of them young dudes, they clocking 21 miles per hour, 22 miles per hour, just crazy stuff.
They running.
And I'm just sitting there, but I know they kind of look at it like, dang, like K4 getting there quicker than I am, but like they know they might be able to outrun me, might be a little bit quicker, but it's just like. And I get on all of them. When you're young, you rely so much on your athletic ability. But like, Father Time always gonna come. And like when he does, you gotta still be able to make your plays. You still gotta be able to get to where you need to get to. So like my biggest thing I just try to get them is just to understand offenses. You know what I mean? Like not just looking like, okay, like just the receiver that I'm going against, but like, okay, how does this offensive coordinator want to attack this defense? How to like just understanding route concepts and things like that. And, I try to have as much conversations as I can with them because if you can understand route concepts, sometimes it's not all about who the receiver is. If I know what you're doing, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Nothing.
Yeah, so in 2016, you were drafted by this team. play here for 2 seasons, end up getting traded to Kansas City, go there for 2 years, win a championship. I've gone against Andy Reid's offenses, man. I mean, those are some of the toughest. No, not some of. Those are the toughest offenses I ever faced.
Yeah.
From a football knowledge, your football knowledge, do you feel like you were just in like a master class going against his offense and just seeing how he did things when you were over there in Kansas City?
Yeah, I think you just like it just takes your mental to a whole nother level just because of like what you're seeing on an everyday basis. You know what I mean? To where like things that route concepts that you didn't even think of that you're seeing every day. And you know, I think the more you get around different style of offenses and the more you're able to even watch other offenses around the league, you just get a big variety of what you're able to not just like remember, but like it's times where you're on the field and a team can run a new play that you haven't seen, but just because you understand different concepts, understand a variety of different offenses, you understand what type of concept they're trying to do, what they're looking for, and things like that. But being in KC, it was just one, the talent level that you was going against every day, but then just seeing how, you know, Coach Reid, the different ways he did things to get guys in position to make plays. And a lot of it, sometimes it wasn't even the route concepts. It could just be the pre-snap. Lining, having Kelsey start out wide, motion them in, how they set stuff up. I think that's different than a lot of offenses around the league, is how he knows how to, just with little things, knows how to set different guys up to get open before the play.
I'm glad he mentioned that. I was going to ask you something later on, but I want to get on it now since we on that topic. Being that you played there, you got a chance to practice against those guys. Now you get EB here with you, and you watching us have our ups and downs at times on offense. Do you see these guys? Because I'm one of those guys, like, just dealing with I done dealt with a lot of different offenses. It doesn't always look clean the first year or even the second year. Like, how far you think our guys are when it comes to just, you know, turning that, I guess you say, that corner when it comes to this offense?
It's funny because I had thought about it the other day. I remember my first year in KC. I think it was Pat's first year starting. And they went through some ups and downs, you know what I mean, especially that first year. And I think the one thing that I see with our group is there's no like frustration, there's no panic, you know what I mean? They know that they need to do better and they want to do better, but it's not like there's no panic of like, dang, like, is this going to work out? Like they trust it because they know that. And one, they look at KC sometimes and they seen the fruit of it. And I think even in games that we've had, they seen the fruit of it. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of doing it all 4 quarters and things like that. But the biggest thing that you can see with them is that they have no panic. You know what I mean? And they know, because they've done it on the field, they know the level that they can get to.
You mentioned earlier about having your brothers, 3 brothers that played in the NFL, 3 older brothers. Tanner, his brother, y'all. Man, I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, these dudes had brothers that played in the NFL. Did you feel any pressure with you being the youngest and your 3 older brothers had already played in the league? Did you feel pressure like, man, I'm the last one, I got to make it to the league?
I mean, honestly, no, because like each level you get to is certain challenges that you focused on at that level. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being in high school, my only focus was I want to be the best corner in the country. You know what I mean? And then like when I got to college my freshman year, balled out, 6 picks, and then in that offseason, my brother Kyle had just got drafted first round. So like in my eyes, I'm like, okay, one, I just showed myself what I could do at this level, and 2, I'm going to do exactly what he did. Like, just like Santana said, like, I'm going to watch what the dudes in front of me are doing. So I'm like, okay, like, I know the talent that I got. I know what my brother put into the game, whether it's in the off season, during the season, I seen his preparation. I'm going to do the exact same thing, and I'm going to expect the exact same results. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, it wasn't necessarily the pressure. It was just more so just, like, that attitude of, like, whatever path you set, I'm staying directly on this path.
How many guys you had probably that said, let me jump in that cab with you, knowing that your brothers did it and you was like right behind them? You know, because I remember playing the game and being where I was at. And back then I didn't think about it.
Yeah, at all.
And now being older, and a lot of the guys like who are around my younger cousins, who was around my brother age, they was like, Tanner, you know, they call me Stunner. They call me different little names. Stunner, you had the blueprint. Everybody was trying to follow you. So I'm sitting here listening to him talk about your brothers and just knowing you was next in line. How many of your friends or just guys y'all knew was trying to just say, hey, come give me some of that juice you got. You know, let me follow you, because obviously you got 3 guys in front of you that's basically showing you the way.
It was a lot, man. We had Chicago, they got a nickel, his Greg Stroman, he had an interception against us and stuff like that. Like that was, he came into Virginia Tech right after me. Stroman, and he was here for a couple of years, but we had guys, I think that was a culture that we had at Virginia Tech, to where like, especially in that DB room, it was like, hey, the junior, the senior, the guy that's up next, watch what he doing. And you know what I mean? And we took pride in like showing that to the younger guys, because we wanted them to succeed too. But it was funny though, because I think about it too, I also had that little brother syndrome too, to where like I always was like looking to follow somebody else, always looking. I wasn't necessarily always looking behind me to see who was following me. But I think because I had that attitude, because I was always looking at when I got here in the league, looking at D Hall, looking at Swag, looking at J-No, trying to take different strengths that those guys had, me picking up so many things and keeping my head just in line and focused. I think the guys behind me that were looking at me, they were seeing that too, and they was following behind.
I gotta ask this question, because I don't think I asked it to you last year. Mom and Dad gotta have a favorite jersey. I mean, I know it might not be a favorite son. What team you see they got more colors of? What jersey is it? Tell me. They gotta have one.
Mom's is Baltimore.
Okay.
Mom, like when my brother Kyle played in Baltimore last year, like you couldn't tell her nothing.
that made her life.
Yeah, that was, you couldn't tell her
nothing. And it's purple too.
Yeah,
She was
purple,
Gucci.
She was good. Even nowadays, like, she'd be like, yeah, Baltimore lost last week, or Baltimore won last week, and I'm like, damn, okay, she loved Baltimore.
She let it know on the low.
It's funny because my nephew, he like 5 years old. When he was, Super Bowl was what, 2020 when I went, so 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So he grew up.
Yeah. Kansas City.
All he knows is Kansas City.
Yeah.
He'll be here to this day, like he'll tell me, he'll remind me what Super Bowl I was in. He was like, hey, Uncle Kendall, Super Bowl 54, like you caught it in. Like he can name every play, everything. But it's gonna be funny because he grew up here, this area, DC. But he gonna grow up a Chiefs fan just because of that experience.
Hey. That's a great segue, because we're about to take a break. But when we come back, we're gonna chop it up with Kendall about growing up in the DMV. Welcome back into the Players Club. I'm London Fletcher here with Santana Moss and Kendall Fuller. Kendall, we're diving into life off the field. Time for the player profile presented by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Washington Commanders. So you grew up in the DMV, man. I know you're Baltimore area. It's still Maryland. Did you grow up a Washington fan, or were you a Ravens fan?
Yeah, I was a big Baltimore fan. Growing up in Baltimore, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, big Baltimore fan.
Man, that hurt, man.
I know.
But how was that though when you was drafted here? You was drafted here, right?
Yeah.
How was that like when you? Because even doing that process of being drafted, like when I was in Miami, that's all I heard about. Miami's trying to make sure that you follow them in the draft.
Yeah.
And I hated it. I hadn't played in Miami, University of Miami rather, and I just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Was it something in the back of your head saying that I don't want to stay home to play for either team, or did you want to stay home?
I think honestly, me having my injury coming out, I wasn't necessarily looking for a certain team. I was just like, dang, like I knew somebody would be kind of taking the chance that I didn't do nothing before the draft. Had my surgery, didn't do nothing at the combine. So I was just thinking I'm trying to go as early as possible.
Yeah, right.
But I appreciated Washington because it's like I was home, but I wasn't home.
You
know what I mean? So like I was kind of able to get away. Still, I remember, especially my first 2 years here. After the games, I wouldn't even come back out here. I'm going home. I'll tell Miles, like, hey, you don't even have to come to the game. You can watch it at home and just make some dinner. I'll be home right after the game.
Straight from there.
It
wasn't that far, especially from FedEx. It was probably maybe like 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, he was close.
So I was able to go home, no traffic, go get a nice Sunday dinner.
Sound like college for me, man.
Hey, we had Cam Curl on the show a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about y'all got a bunch of characters in y'all room, and he also talked about y'all like to go bowling.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned you and your bowling, and you having your own ball and all that type of stuff. Man, what's up with you on that bowling? With that bowling,
that's the only way you got to go though. Now you got to have your bag and your ball, your shoes.
Gotta have all of it.
Is that a DB thing though, or is that just a bowler? Period.
I feel like you just gotta. If you really want to get good, you got to get your own ball.
Similar to how when y'all golf, right? Y'all got everything, right?
Yeah,
got everything.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. But we would have so many dudes, especially rookies. That would be the thing that get me. It would be rookies coming in talking about how like they're the best bowler on the team.
As a rookie.
Coming in with that straight ball.
They haven't even got in yet. Like probably been in for a week.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there just like, bruh, like for real.
Do they have their own balls or no? Some of them?
A couple of them did. A couple of them did, but they realized that it was different levels.
What's the best the highest bowling? What's the highest game you've ever bowled?
Highest is 267.
Yeah, mine was 275.
You bowled 275?
That was back in college. I was in Blacksburg, Virginia. Summers, nothing to do.
Yeah, I still bowl to this day. Like, to me, it's like, you know, and it's crazy when folks always ask me like, what is Tanner doing on his downtime? And I forgot to mention I bowl every now and then.
This is my first time really hearing you talk about bowling.
I would go in there and just do it because I don't like to tell nobody. I just go do it. You know what I mean? Like,
that'd be the best time
by myself on the lane. You know what I mean? But when I heard Cam say that y'all do it, I'm just letting you know. I already told him I got one coming. I got an event coming up, so I'm gonna invite y'all boys out. But I love it, man, because I didn't find too many guys on the team. Fred said he bowled, but we learned a lot about Fred. He tells me he does a lot. So Fred, we already gonna take you on. He talking about he do everything. Oh man, I'm gonna invite you out, man, because that was interesting to me to hear that you guys do that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, listen, a pair of lips to tell a lie. That's Fred Smooth. When we come back, we're going to see how well Kendall remembers some of his best interceptions. Kendall, you just recorded your 17th interception of your career. That's including the postseason. So we want to see how well you know the name of all the quarterbacks you have picked off.
Do you remember them all?
All right, Kendall. Let's see how well you remember all the different quarterbacks you intercepted, including the playoffs.
All right. Playoffs, Jimmy Garoppolo.
All right.
I didn't have a pick my rookie year. My second year, Russell Wilson. I want to say it was San Fran here. I don't know if it was Jimmy Garoppolo, though. Let me get back to that one.
All right.
I had two other ones that year. Oh, Derek Carr.
Yep.
That was on the back shoulder.
Doing good so far.
I know.
He's
this
doing
stuff
good,
right
though.
here. Let's see.
That what happened when you have a lot, man.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
RG3.
Yep.
That was Baltimore here.
You got them both in the same game?
Both in the same game.
Wow.
Yeah.
They brought the backup in and got him too. Dang, RG3.
Daniel Jones. Dak Prescott. It's bad because I can picture some of the picks, but I can't remember the quarterbacks' names. Mariota.
Yeah. Yep. Mariota.
How many I got right now?
You got 8 so far.
I got 8 so far.
Yeah.
Oh, Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
Josh Allen. What is it?
Up to
What's
10.
the quarterback from Houston? David Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
you go. Yep. 11.
My second year, I had 2 other picks. It was a slant. It was a back shoulder. It was one against San Fran here. Was it like CJ something?
Yeah, you got it. Oh, we got CJ.
All right.
CJ Beathard.
Yeah. I had one more that year. Can't think of
Can
it.
we help him out with that one? He once played for Washington.
I ain't got one off Kurt.
No, not Kurt.
You got one off of another dude who had a brother, though, played in the league. They like royalty, though.
They like royalty.
Quarterback royalty.
Oh, is it Eli?
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
Eli.
here.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving here. Yeah. Eli.
One of your teammates that you was on the team
One-time
with.
teammate.
Pat Mahomes.
There you
go.
Yep. Tip pass that Tyreek. Tyreek tipped it for me.
All right, you down to 3 guys you got to get.
I got 3 guys I got to get.
Yes.
One was a flea flicker in Kansas City against Denver. Who the heck was the quarterback?
He played here before.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he played here at one point.
Before?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you may not remember. He may have been here before.
You was still in Kansas City when he was here, I believe.
He threw a flea flicker across the field.
He was one time.
R.I.P. It was Demarius Thomas.
He was one time had the best numbers in college.
Played at Houston.
He played at Houston?
Did he? Yeah, Houston was the college
Houston
he played.
University.
Yeah. University of Houston.
I don't remember.
We'll help you out with that.
Oh, I know one was one was Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Okay, you got that.
You got Rivers.
Two more. Two more.
One of them is balling right now in the league.
One of them's balling right now in the league.
Yeah, in the league. His team, surprising team he plays for, they're balling. You wouldn't even think of this team being one of the best teams in the league right now.
Oh, golf.
Yes.
And the last one is the one that we can't. I don't know how you don't know, because I think he played in KC too at one point.
Did he?
He did.
I think
don't
this
think
guy.
so.
I know the exact play. He played for Denver. They ran a flea flick.
Yeah, he got the team. You got him.
Definitely got him over Denver.
Case Keenum.
That's impressive.
It's a lot, though, man.
But that's impressive, though, the fact that he knew all those guys.
I literally went year by year.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you remember the play, but then you just got to remember who was throwing it.
Right. All right, man. So all 17 of those interceptions, but I know the Super Bowl one had to be the most special one.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the most rewarding moments brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook, the most rewarding sportsbook. Please play responsibly. That's a dream.
Yeah.
Like, probably you would love to get a touchdown
in the
for a defensive player, get an interception.
100%. I mean, that was like, that year was just like so up and down for me.
Yeah.
Started out, didn't have like my best year starting out. Then I got hurt. And then when I was hurt, Tyron was playing like nickel and safety. So I'm in my contract year, and they like, hey, like we need you to play some nickel and safety. And I'm like, man, this gonna mess up my play.
Right.
But then like you just kind of you humble yourself, and you just like, man, like, I
do what you got
I get to play football, man.
Right.
And then I started making plays in the playoffs, and then to finish it off with a good game in the Super Bowl and a pick, that was
What's minutes meant though, man. I remember being happy for you when I saw you get that pick. I was like, damn, look at that, man. Look another guy we don't let leave here.
I think Breland caught a pick in the Super Bowl too that year.
Like, man, look at these guys over there having some fun. But I love seeing guys like that being able to go elsewhere and flourish, man. Just, have the years that they want, because you know how tough it is when you're on a team and
100%.
and you giving your all, like you say. What's meant for you, man. So
100%.
I know it was special. I'm glad you got a chance.
I think I told somebody, I think when I first came back, one thing that I know would be crazy is a Super Bowl parade in DC.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Me and you both. I got my fingers crossed now for you, because all I can do is be on the boat with you.
Oh, we gonna have a legends. We gonna have a legends bus.
Y'all gonna be there though.
Even if it's just you and I, Tyler.
Y'all gonna be there. That's what we working for.
Oh yeah, man. So those are great moments. When we come back from the break, we're gonna break down Kendall's most memorable plays from this season. Welcome back into the Players Club. I'm London Fletcher with Santana Moss and Kendall Fuller. Kendall, it's time to break down some of your plays, your top plays from this season.
Let's take a look at Driving Towards Greatness, presented by Eastern's Automotive Group. Any car, any way, for everyone since 1988.
All right, we're going to start this off, against the Buffalo Bills. Still just a two-score game, and going against Josh Allen. What are you thinking about on this play right here?
3rd and 20. So ultimately, we know a lot of teams, they're either gonna go quick game or they try and just throw it up, take a shot like a punt. So when he came out, I'm not jumping anything at 5-10 yards. You know what I mean? If you throw that, we just gotta rally and tackle you before the sticks. But once I saw the double move, I knew the ball was gonna be in the air, and then at that point, it's just turning into the receiver, just trying to find the ball, locate the ball, and then just go make a play.
Great play. Yeah. All right, man, let's go to your second interception of the season. This right here against Atlanta Falcons really got things started for us in the second half.
Yeah.
Spark we need.
Yeah, this one, I think we was in a cover 0, but we was able to have vision on the QB. And once I kind of seen him looking, I knew they ain't really had time to run a double move just because of the pressure that we had.
Right.
And then from there, it was just putting your foot in the ground and going to go make a play.
And this is that part of film study or just route recognition and understanding situation, like you mentioned the blitz and all that?
100%. We still in the season, so I ain't gonna say what
you're right. I appreciate that.
But once I was reading a certain guy. As soon as he did what I saw him do, I was kind of just waiting for it, and then just go make a play.
That's a vet being a vet right there, Tanner.
Yeah. So we talking about right there.
All right, Tanner, you got the last play.
Last one. I'm not sure if you're not in this one, but this is St. Juice.
Yeah.
This right here stood out to me just seeing. I saw these guys in this kind of coverage before, early in the year, and we played Philly. And I know you guys have different, keys and stuff when it comes to switching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right here, I didn't see these guys communicate, but how special was that for Juice to be able to know that I got the second guy, not the guy that's right there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's big because teams do, especially in man coverage, teams do so many things to try to confuse the DBs. And so good DBs, you got to be able to, when stacks and bunches, you got to be able to communicate so that you don't turn anybody free. And, Cam and Juice, honestly, Juice playing nickel, I think that's helped his communication a ton just because there's so much more communicating you have to do at nickel. And then Cam is Cam. Cam always going to talk. And to see Juice go up, that big frame, 6'3", catch the ball for the first career.
Right.
First career, that was big, especially in that moment.
Yeah, high point.
Yeah.
Hey, did you tell him, man, congratulations on this first one? He only got a few more to catch up with you.
I called it earlier in the week too. I think it was like Tuesday, Wednesday. I was like, Juice ain't got a pick yet,
man.
And I was like, man, he gonna get his first one this week.
I was surprised when I heard that that was his first one because
he got a couple called back.
That's what it was.
I think he had two, one against Dallas, one against Minnesota. Yeah, both got called back. So it was good.
And then he had one this game that I feel like he picked two off of London. That was a pick.
I couldn't believe when
I don't understand how they gave the receiver that one. I'm a receiver, and I was feeling like, hey, Juice had that.
Yeah, ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. And they come in bunches too. So he about to go on a streak.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Kendall, we have a tradition where we have all our guests sign this helmet, man. But if you wouldn't mind signing this helmet for us,
sure.
But as you sign that 6 games into the season, for you personally, what's next? What's the rest of this season going to look like, or what are you hoping that it looks like for you?
I mean, for me, just being in year 8, just knowing how it goes, man. You got to take it one game at a time.
Right.
I think a lot of people, they look at the last couple of years, we go on a win streak and things like that. But for us inside the building, we can't be thinking win streak. We just got to be thinking going 1-0 on Sunday. You know what I mean? And especially with the Giants. Good team. I know they got a lot of guys back that were down, so they're getting healthy. Good offense, good defense. Playing them at home, so that's the biggest game because it's the next game. So we got to have that mentality and just focus on going 1-0.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Well, we appreciate you all watching the Players Club. You can catch us same time next week.